Many may think orcas are ketone species due to the significant influence they have on community structure within the marine ecosystem. However, ketone species are those which positively supports the biodiversity of an ecosystem through the extensive communal structural change they cause. In fact, orcas cause the complete opposite. Their ecological role comes from the top-down trophic cascade they initiate. In the northeastern Pacific, transient orcas feed on sea otters, which feed on sea urchin, which graze on kelp. The presence of orcas reduces the sea otter population, allowing an increase in sea urchin, which are now overgrazing kelp. This causes the biodiversity to decrease as kelp are ecologically important primary producers and ecosystem engineers, attributing a central role to this species in structuring nearshore temperate habitats. Therefore, the ketone species is in fact the sea otter, as its presence promotes biodiversity by reducing grazing pressures from sea urchins. The negative impact of orcas is due to another concept we saw in our Intro to Ecology class known as competitive asymmetries. This is the idea that species in a community have different competitive abilities, causing a competition hierarchy where the strong competitors can alter the community structure. This concept sounds similar to the ketone species. However, the key difference here is that strong competitors decrease biodiversity instead of increasing them. This is exactly what the orca is causing. Their strong competitive presence increases competitive hierarchy, which is transitive, leading to decreased biodiversity due to depleting kelp population. It is important to note that this trophic cascade was not always present. Orcas are opportunistic feeders. The decline in their primary prey due to extensive commercial whaling caused them to feed on seal and sea lions. However, this population declined due to other fishing pressures, causing the transient orcas to start feeding on sea otters. Therefore, the trophic cascade was initiated due to the depleting resource availabilities caused by overfishing. The indigenous perspective of trees holding hands allows another way of interpreting these trophic interactions. This guiding principle demonstrates how all ecosystem components are intertwined such that alteration of one species initiates a cascade of effects on all species within that ecosystem. The Mi'kmaq community have long known the consequences of overfishing due to this perception of ecosystems. The Lit-Tu-Ku-Limk philosophy further emphasizes the cascade effect of human activities. This indigenous philosophy is based on the principle of sustainable resource exploitation, where one should only remove necessities from the environment for community nutrition and economic well-being, as extensive exploitation leads to the integrity, diversity, and productivity of the environment to be jeopardized. Therefore, failing to respect this philosophy causes adverse effects on the ecosystem, as the tree holding hand principle explains how every aspect of an ecosystem influences each other, initiating a cascade of effects deviating from the natural course of the environment. The marine world is fascinating. However, I chose this reflection on orcas not only because I am a marine biology student passionate about marine mammals, but because as soon as I heard their sounds, special family memories started flooding into my head. During my childhood, I was obsessed with orcas. They were so impressive in their size and predatory status. If I did not watch My Free Willy 100 times, I didn't watch it once. Although as I grew older, I discovered how terrible SeaWorld is to these beautiful creatures, and many more. I had no idea as a child, and watching their killer whale show with my family is a memory I will never forget. I wish I had videos to share of me and my family enjoying the show before we knew how cruel it was. However, we used to go in a day when cell phones couldn't record videos, so all our family videos are still on VHS, but I can't convert that to my computer right now. So I hope these images do justice.